Hello guys, this is Vysh. So we are discussing the MCQs 21 to 30 today. So as I told, whoever is preparing for whichever year in the next 10 years, okay, 22, 23, 24, all of you can watch this because this is not just a question answer session. This is how to solve questions when it is difficult or when you have minimum knowledge also. Okay, but here today's exception is that it's all history questions. So it is factual. So you have to know certain facts. Other than that, you cannot solve this. And most of the questions which are asked were directly from Satish Chandra textbook of medieval India, and it was covered in our two test 200 MCQs. And so students who were studying from Vysh IAS could easily solve it. Okay, out of the 10 questions, at least 6 questions you could have solved it. Okay, so I'll show you all the questions. Meanwhile, you can go through this back at the end of this video. I'll again explain. Okay, and also watch the 2016, 17, 18, 19 videos also. Questions will come directly from these playlists, and that time, if you skip it, then after the exam you will regret it. So the first question, if you see, with reference to the history of India, consider the following pairs. So three things are given. So whenever such three things are given in match the following or incorrect pair or this thing, answer will never be 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is something which I'm just telling you as a blind rule. Okay, in case after the 1 hour, 2 hour of your exam and you are still not reaching the cutoff, go for such questions where match the following and correct pair is there. Always 1, 2, 3 will never be the answer. Okay, that I'm guaranteeing you. You take last 100 years of question paper, every time it will be the same only. Okay, so now if you see this without knowing the facts, you cannot solve it. Okay, if you see this Mirasidar, this Banyan, and this Aurang, okay, these are not usual words and it's a medieval history kind of words. So you have to have read the textbook at least once. Only one thing you can see is like Bania, like the trader, merchant. It's a Hindi kind of word also. So Gujarati Bania Vital, Gujarati trader Vital. So that is one word you can just guess from this. Okay, if you know Hindi. So Indian agent of the East India Company. Okay, so merchants and traders actually act as the agent of East India Company. That is actually a true statement. Okay, here two is true. Here the point you had to know is this Aurang is actually a Persian term. It is nothing related to treasury of the state and all. It is actually referring to a kind of a workshop or warehouse or factory. Okay, so here if you see in the NCERT class 6 to 8 test, okay, details of every word. If you see calico or this momine, whatever is there in the textbook, everything, every single fact will be covered in my test. Okay, so if you don't read the textbook also and do only my test, still you can solve all the history questions. Okay, so Aurang is workshop or warehouse. So from that you can eliminate one. So when you eliminate one, what happens is this goes away. Okay, this one anyway by the blind rule I have eliminated, but this also goes away. So now 2 and 3 and 3. So what happens is 3 automatically becomes true. Okay, 3 automatically becomes true, and now only 2 you have to see. So 2, as I told, Bania is the Gujarati trader. If you see this Bania, Bohra, Jew, Armenian, all these traders and the merchants kind of people, they were used by the East India Company as merchants and middlemen. Okay, in collaboration with the company, they were used like an agent. Okay, so that is there again mentioned in the history class 12th. So this was from history class 6 to 8, and this was from class 12th. Okay, if you see class 9, 10, 11, I don't even teach you because that never comes. Okay, 9, 10, 11 is not important for your prelims. If your history optional or for the mains, it is important. But for prelims, class 6 to 8 and 12 is only important. That is why our test series designs only for these 4 textbooks. Okay, and every year questions are always solvable from here. Okay, so here the answer will be 2 and 3 only. This is a difficult question because the terms, at least one term you had to know. Without that, you could not solve it. Okay. And one more thing is, now third statement was automatically correct. Okay, by the options you got it automatically correct. But read this. It is written designated revenue payer to the state. Okay, designated revenue payer to the state. But if you Google it, it will come as a different meaning like hereditary owner. Okay, Mirasidar is a hereditary owner, meaning who has the land but he cannot sell it. Law prohibits it from selling. So what he do, he will give it for rent or like tenants. Other people will come and do cultivation and he will get a fee. Okay, so that hereditary owner, landowner, who gives his land for sale, not sale, rent kind of thing, such person is called Mirasidar. Okay, and he said designated revenue payer to the state. Okay, so both these definitions, one is Google one is UPSC one, both you have to by heart. Okay, for Mirasidar, because in future again it will come. Okay, so Bania is trader, middleman, agent, Aurang is workshop or warehouse. Okay, so 3 terms you have studied. Now next one, if you see Buddhism, this last year when exam was in October and September when we did the revision video series, that time we revised these terms. So it was a direct question. Okay, because we predicted, always we tell, Vysh IAS keeps telling Buddhism, Jainism, Mahayana and Hinayana. These are things which every year one question will be there. And if you don't revise them, then you are doing a blunder. Okay, the preparation you are doing is wrong. So you have to, in the next 20 days also, you have to revise Buddhism, Jainism terms. Okay, so in our test series, all questions are there. So here, with reference to religious history of India, consider the following statements. This is Sthaviravadin belonged to the Mahayana Buddhism. Okay, then Lokatravadin was an offshoot of Mahasangika sect of Buddhism. Then this deification of Buddha was Mahasanghikas fostered by Mahasangha fostered the Mahayana Buddhism. Okay, so this is a repeat statement of UPSC. Okay, at least 3 times they've repeated in the last 5 years, meaning Buddha you started seeing as a god or a deity, that and all started in this Mahayana Buddhism only. So 3 is true statement and you have to know 3. So this will go away. Okay, because you know 3 is needed in the answer. Okay, Mahayana Buddhism is the later sect, not the early original Buddha's teaching. It is the other people who came later and made Buddha as a god. Okay, that's what always happen in every religion. The first people will be just learning it in a proper way. The remaining people next phase will come it and spoil it. If you take Rig Veda and you take later Veda, every time the later Veda or the later sect is the one who makes it more religious and makes all the caste divisions, all these problems comes in the later thing only. So same like that, Mahayana started the god kind of concept for Buddha. Okay, so 3 is true. Now, these two are factual things. You have to know whether this comes under Mahayana and this comes under Mahasangika. Okay, so this if you see, this Stavara Nikaya, this is there in our 2020 full test which we gave in the final revision time. Okay, so this one if you see, it is the sect of elders, one of the early Buddhist school. Okay, meaning it is not the later one, it is not the Mahayana one which is the later one, it is the early one. So this one you will cancel. So when you cancel this, now again what will happen, like last question, 3 automatically becomes true, which already I have told you it is true, and second statement you have to know. So Lokatrvadin. So that again in our test. Okay, one of the test we have put the Wikipedia screenshot of this. Okay, this is a Wikipedia screenshot. This is there in our I think lecture also. Okay, this is a lecture screenshot if you see. UPSC previous salt 2017 15 1 to 60. Okay, 17 time this was asked and that time we have explained. So 2017 question repeated in 2020. Okay, so just by watching this previous year solved thing, you are getting lot of information. Okay, so this if you see Stavravada, okay, which we studied here, which is the early this thing, that has around 11 this thing. Okay, this Stavravadin, then this whatever. Okay, it's very difficult to pronounce also, but all these things are in the early thing. Then this Mahasangika has 9 sect, out of which this Lokatravadin is there. So this is true. Okay, so 2 and 3 is true. Hope you're understanding. These are very difficult to by heart, difficult to pronounce, I know that, but when you see it just before your exam, like now you are watching this video, you will remember this in the exam hall. Okay, how much ever you studied the whole year, the last May month, whatever you revise, that and all will be recollected easily in the exam hall. Okay, that is why I am telling, please watch this 2016, 17, 18 things. Okay, if you see September 2020, we had done this, and October the prelims was there that year. Okay, in October, in 2020. Okay, and came directly from here. Now, which of the following statements correctly explain the impact of Industrial Revolution on India during the first half of the 19th century? This was one of the easiest questions. So we see here first half of the 18th century means what? Sorry, 19th century means what? It is 1800 to 1850. Okay, up to 1850 only, because it's the first half. Okay, and here if you see what is written here, railways were laid in many parts of the country. Railway started itself in 1853 only, after 1850. So this you can eliminate. Okay, this will never be the answer. Heavy duties were imposed on the import of British manufacture. This is also commonsensically, you know, it is wrong. British manufactured products, why will they put heavy duty? They will keep importing it into India because they wanted India as a market. So they were taking raw materials from here and they were pushing products to here. So obviously heavy duty will not be imposed on the import of this thing. Okay, it will be kind of free only. Everything will come here freely and then Indians will have to buy the British goods. So this also is wrong. So now if you see, Indian handicrafts were ruined and machines were introduced in the Indian textile industry in large numbers. Okay, in the Indian textile industry and all, they are not going to put a lot of machinery and all. Okay, they were manufacturing everything there. So this also is wrong. So Indian handicrafts were ruined, and this is direct spectrum. Okay, in spectrum chapter 12 of that edition, economic impact due to British rule, if you see, rich industrialization came and handicrafts faced losses. Okay, the entire handicrafts was actually destroyed. Okay, so that is why it's a direct spectrum question. Okay. So do those basic textbook. I see many students will read the toppers notes or some other printed notes and some WhatsApp groups and Telegram groups. These people give some people's notes and you sit and read all that because you trust them more. And finally, questions you see is directly coming from Satish Chandra, from Spectrum, from R.S. Sharma, from Tamil Nadu textbook. These 4 or 5 textbook is the only thing you have to read. And that you need, I think, just 1 month, 2 months to read all these things. And still you tell you don't have time to prepare the entire UPSC. Okay, now question 24. This is again very difficult question because they have asked the timeline of 4 kingdoms. If you see Pala, this Chola, Pallava and Pratiharas. These 4 medieval kingdoms, which again, obviously many people won't even read these things, but here they are asking the exact time in which they were established or came to power. Okay, so in chronological order, you have to do. So this only a person who have read medieval history Satish Chandra textbook in order in chapter wise, because chapter wise and timeline is same, that if you did, you could solve this. Okay, so first if you see, this is a full test 7 which we gave to students at that year. So Pallava dynasty, okay, this is the time, and Mahendra Varma. This establishment was early, okay, but they are asking the establishment of Pallava under power under Mahendra Varman I. Okay, so major power Pallavas became under this person during the 571 AD. Okay, so this a range you will write. Okay, let it be here. 570 is the range. Okay, this is around. Okay, let me take this pen. Okay, it is around 570. Now the next one. This if you see, Pala Empire was founded by Gopala in 750 AD. Okay, so that is 570 and this is 750. Okay, 2 and 4 we got, meaning 4 should come after 2. Okay, 4 should come after 2. So this goes away. 4 should come after 2. So this also goes away. Okay, this is the only place where 4 is coming after 2143 or 2413. Now if you see next one, again in Satish Chandra textbook. Okay, question number 9. Pratihara, entire thing about the King Bhoja we have told. It is 836A. Okay, so this is around 836. So this is again, it will come the next one only. So it will come 2, 4, 1. Okay, the options should come in the order 2, 4 and 1. For that, they have only one option, 2, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3. Now the last one also, if you see, Chola Empire in the same test, okay, Satish Chandra test MCQ 21. So if you see here, the Vijayalaya, he founded in 1815. Then this Parantaka one was there. Here I didn't mention timeline, but this Rajaraja one is around the 985 AD. So this person's timeline should be in between 800 to 900 AD. Okay. Now again another MCQ is there in NCERT history class 12th. Okay. So here if you see, around 945 AD, this particular ruler had done something. Okay. So we just need the timeline. So here, establishment of Chola power. So his timeline is around 900 and something. Okay, 940 something you can take. So obviously that will come at the last. So 2413. So this was a very, very difficult question unless you studied all the kingdoms, you had interest in the history of medieval kingdoms and all. Else it's a very difficult, you could have skipped it. Okay, if you did not know anything about this, you could have skipped it. Which of the following phrases defines the nature of the Hundi generally referred to in the sources of the post-Harsha period? Okay, so let it be Harsha or whoever, that doesn't matter. This term is there in all the textbooks. Okay, it's there in NCERT also, it's there in Satish Chandra also. Okay, so advisory issued by the king, a diary to maintain for daily account, a bill of exchange, and an order from the feudal lord to his subordinate. Okay, so this even if you know basic Hindi or Sanskrit terms and all, you know this is something related to money. Okay, it cannot be this advisory, it cannot be this order. Okay, it can be either diary or it can be a bill of exchange. Okay, so here in medieval history, again Satish Chandra. So if in one test you could have solved 3 questions already, which I showed you now, back to back 3 questions. Okay, so here if you see, these terms refers to what in the context. So these are traders. Okay, this is one question we asked, and in this explanation we told what is this. This is a letter of credit. Okay, meaning you are giving like a receipt kind of thing when you have any goods going from one part of the country to another. Okay, again in the explanation, detailed explanation part, here if you see, this is I think from NCERT. So it is a note recording a deposit made by a person. The amount deposited can be claimed in another place by presenting the record of the deposit. Okay, so it's like a bill. Okay, a bill of exchange. So this is the way you can solve questions if you have done just 2 textbooks. One is the medieval history Satish Chandra textbook and one is the NCERT textbook. Okay, this much easy it is if you stop following unwanted telegram groups and WhatsApp groups and unwanted notes from toppers and all. You don't have to do any of those. Questions are coming directly from textbook. Now this next 2 to 3 questions, some of them UPSC itself have skipped it, that I will tell you. UPSC have not marked it or not counted it. Maybe you did not even know that. In answer key when they publish, they will tell 2-3 questions are skipped. We are not counting it. Okay, so I'll tell you which one, not this one, another one. This was a very difficult question. You had to skip it because this is kind of a research paper kind of material. Okay, this particular textbook or sorry book, this Deshar Katha, which is written by this Sakharam Ganesh Deskar. Okay, this thing you will not find in any of the textbook, not in NCERT, not in Tamil Nadu, not in Spectrum, nowhere this will be there. Okay, it will be there in some optional kind of big textbook or research paper, else it is not required and nobody has to go and find out this. Now just by heart that this book is written by this person, because in future UPSC will ask it again. Okay, Deshar Katha by the Sakharam Ganesh. So it warned against the colonial state's hypnotic conquest of the mind. It inspired the performance of Swadeshi street plays and folk songs. The use of Desh by Desukar was in the specific context of the region of Bengal. Okay, meaning this Desar which he is telling, whether he is mentioning just Bengal or whether it is India he is mentioning. Okay, that kind of detailed question, that too about a research paper material the UPSC have asked. So you should ideally skip it. Okay, because options are also, if you see 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, you have to know all the 3 statements, else you cannot do this. Okay, else one you should eliminate, but you cannot eliminate anything here. Now when you Google it, you will get like there is a paper like from Swadeshi to Swaraj, Nation, Economy, Territory to Colonial South Asia, 1870, some Chicago University paper. Okay, so here if you see whatever you read from there, among the most popular and influential Swadeshi text was the Sakaram Ganesh Dosekar, this person. Okay, so timeline also you get 1869, same Mahatma Gandhi also born this year only, to 1912. So this is Story of the Nation. Okay, Deshar Katha, if you see the English name is Story of the Nation. So it is not region of Bengal. So 3 you can eliminate and then you get the answer directly as 1 and 2. Okay. But so these are true. It warned against the colonial state hypnotic conquest of the minds. If you see colonial state hypnotic conquest of the mind, and it inspired this thing, informed Swadeshi street plan folk song. So it's in a research paper that I got when I searched. Okay, or maybe in some textbook it will be there, but in standard textbook which we tell you to study, it won't be there. So as of now, just by heart this thing, and this person's timeline is important. He's a contemporary of all the people like Mahatma Gandhi, this Aurobindo Ghosh, all these people. Okay, and everything is told in national context. So by heart this name and book. Okay. Now, question number 27. This question, UPSC has deleted it. Okay, UPSC has skipped this question. So, how will you know that? In the answer key which UPSC publishes, if you see, this is the answer key published by UPSC. Okay, here if you see, number of items equal 100, number of items dropped equal to 2, meaning 2 questions they did not count while evaluating. Okay, this and all coaching institutes also cannot predict and tell you because it's their choice and they will not give a reason also. They are not giving a reason why this was dropped. So, if you see question number 27, the answer key is given X. Okay, meaning they are not counting it, and 52 also X. So when we reach 52, I'll tell you which is that question also. So 27 and 52 they have not even counted. Okay, and I have no idea why they have not counted. Okay, because this question was pretty simple. Okay, so straightforward question it was. Gandhi Irwin Pact, which is there in your spectrum, and all these points are also there. Okay, so if you see, first thing is invitation to Congress to participate in the roundtable conference. Okay, you should know when is Gandhi Irwin Pact 1930, 31, 32. We had 3 roundtable conferences. So that was there, invitation was there, one should be true. But again, I'll tell you, now withdrawal of ordinances promulgated in connection with the civil disobedience movement. So this one may be wrong or maybe mistake. That is why UPSC have removed the question. Okay, but I don't know. Now third one, acceptance of Gandhiji's suggestion for inquiry into police excesses. This is not acceptance. The Europeans, the British people had turned down this thing. Okay, and this is given in your spectrum. Okay, in spectrum directly what they accepted and what they did not accept. If you see, inquiry into police excesses was turned down. This is a spectrum thing I taught you in 2016. Okay, this particular thing 2016-17 time we made this video. So this one and this Bhagat Singh's release, these two were turned down by the Europeans. Okay, so if you see, this acceptance is wrong. So when you eliminate 3, these 2 options goes away. So 1 becomes automatically correct, like I told, invitation is there. And now you have to know whether 2 and 4 is true. Okay, so 2, as I told, I don't know. And 4, 1, release of only those prisoners who were not charged with violence. So if you see, immediate release of all political prisoners not convicted of violence. So that is also there in this Gandhi Irwin Pact or Delhi Pact. So 4 should be there in the answer. So your answer is 1, 2 and 4. But 2, if you see, the civil disobedience movement, obviously to withdraw that and all is there, but withdrawal of ordinances promulgated in connection. So maybe that statement phrasing was wrong, and that is the reason why which UPSC eliminated it. But still, many people would have done this question and they have lost 2 marks just because UPSC skipped this thing. Okay, you could have got 2 marks, but UPSC did not even count this question. Okay, so that is why answer here, as according to me, is 1, 2, 4. Okay, but this question was deleted. Okay, from the UPSC counting. Now this Vittal Vidwanasak, the first monthly journal to have the untouchable people as its target audience. This again is one of the difficult questions which you have to skip. Okay, as I told you, will not find it in Spectrum, Tamil Nadu textbook, Satish Chandra, nowhere. Okay, no history textbook, Bipin Chandra, nowhere this will be there. But when you Google, you will get it. Okay, it will be there in some research paper, and here answer is Gopal Baba Valankar. Okay, so by heart these things, just like you by hearted that other one. This Vittal book is written by this, and this is for untouchable people as audience. Okay, and Gandhi and Ambedkar, most of the books you will know. Jyotibai Phule, also the Gulamgiri book you will know. With that elimination technique, maybe you could have solved, but directly nobody will teach you this. Okay, so when you Google this, you will learn about this person. He was the leader of some Mahar movement in 19th century. He was an ex-serviceman and demanded more jobs in the army. Then he was a contemporary of Jyotiba Phule, and in 1888 he published the monthly journal titled this thing, Vittal Vidwanasak, Destroyer of Brahmanical or Ceremonial Pollution, which was the first to have untouchable people as its target audience. He also wrote articles for Marathi language newspapers such as Sudharak and Deenbandhu. Okay, so Sudharak and Deenbandhu is there in your spectrum. Go and find out who is the author, because UPSC has asked once and again will ask. So this in Google you will get it. Okay, in different research papers, but not in a single textbook. So this by heart it. Now question number 29. Again, a little difficult question because these terms are not directly there in your NCERT's Tamil Nadu or Satish Chandra textbook. Okay, this Kulyavappa and Dronavappa denotes what? Okay, measurement of land, coins of different monetary value, classification of urban land, religious rituals. Okay, so two things are related to land. So whenever such things comes in the options, more likely answer will come from there only. Okay, so here if you see, different terms were used during Gupta age mentioned in different inscriptions. Okay, so this is these are measurement units. Okay, in Gupta age, these are measurement units. This is Kulyavappa and Dronavappa, Adhavappa and Pataka. These are from Bengal side. This Nivratana and Bhumi are from central India, and again Nivratana and Padavartha are from western India. So you have no other option. If you want, you can by heart this in case UPSC ask in future. Okay, now they just asked what is it related to. Next time they will put match the following, like this is from Bengal, this is from central India, this is from western India. So whatever I could find from the Google, I have put it here. Okay, just by heart it, this and all. You cannot study and go. Okay, because it's not there in your standard textbook. But in future, if it comes, you have to solve it. Last question, who among the following rulers advised his subjects through this inscription? So this was a very easy direct question. Whoever praises religion or blames other sect out of excessive devotion to his own sect with the view of glorifying his own sect, he rather injures his own sect very severely. Meaning there are people who will tell my religion is the best, my God is the best. So that kind of thing, if you tell, you are actually not harming others, you are harming yourself and your own religion. Okay, this was told by Ashoka, and this is there in the front and back of all NCERT textbook. This kind of boxes will be there. Okay, Ashoka's message to all subjects. So different things are there. His rock edict, his pillar edict and all. Here if you see, if one praises one's own religion while criticizing another, he's actually doing greater harms to one's own religion. So this Jawaharlal Nehru also quoted like it is still relevant today and it's understandable. So you should read this. So like this in NCERT it is there. If you see NCERT class 6th, chapter 8th also while teaching, I paused this and taught you. Okay. So please watch my lectures. These are all completely free. Directly you could have solved 2 marks. Okay. So these are the 10 questions for today. And as I told, questions, if you had bought this pack 2, you could have got 2 tests of R. Sharma, 4 tests of Spectrum, 2 tests of Satish Chandra, 2 of Nithin Singhania. Total 16 tests you will get, and questions will come directly from here. And this is static and lifelong valid. Okay, because next year, the year after that, every year questions are going to come from here. Okay, so this is going to be a sure shot, what is a good thing for you. Okay, it will never be a loss for you. Same like the Spectrum alone, if you want, it is here. Then NCERT is alone if you want. Here also, as I told, direct questions came from history textbooks. Then here geography, maps, environment, science. These are all covering entire thing. Your NCERT, your Shankarayya's textbook, map atlases, or geography NCERT. Everything will be here. Okay. Polity test covers all the editions of Lakshmikant. 250 revision charts have a lot of things that in the upcoming videos I'll show you. Economics also covers NCERT, Ramesh Singh and economic survey. Then here important bodies. And this time I think 5 tests will be there. Okay, I'm maybe increasing. 4 is there as of now. Maybe it will be increased to 5. Okay, then current affairs. Okay, from which again last year 2 questions were asked. Both were there directly in our pack. Okay, this pack 12. Last year 2021 questions came directly from here. Okay, so this year it will surely come from this pack. Okay, so if you want, you WhatsApp me and enroll to it. Or if you want to see 3 free sample PDF 100 questions, you can email me. Okay, so many people email, but only half of them will later convert it into purchase. So those are the people who will be clearing also. Okay, because you're studying from a very authentic source. So please watch all these videos. I'll come up with the next episode so that you can learn that. Okay, 31 to 40 will be the next episode. So thank you and have a nice day.